bidding for a 5th world title, and she's going to do it. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
They're usually referred to as the Big Three. And when we say that in Jamaica, we're talking about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Shericka Jackson. They're called the Big Three because up to a couple years ago, when it's the 100 or the 200, you can always count on them to be the top 3 that's going to cross the line for Jamaica and go on to represent us at the big championships. But in 2025, that's changed. It's a new Big Three. Matter of fact, there's no Big Three anymore because you can't tell who's going to be that top 3 in the 100 and the 200 meter at the Jamaican Championships coming up here in a couple of weeks. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Who's the new Big Three? Who you have to consider? Who's some sleepers? And most importantly, where's Elaine Thompson-Herah? We haven't seen her run all year. Currently, the fastest Jamaican woman in the 100 meters is Tia Clayton with 10.92. And she's been having a great season. She did pick up a slight injury at the racers, but most people believe that she'll be okay. The second fastest Jamaican woman is going to be somebody a lot of people haven't heard of, but she's been making good progress over the last couple of years, and that's Shanice Walker. And then number 3 is going to be Tina Clayton, the sister of Tia Clayton, and she's going to be the 3rd fastest Jamaican woman this year with 10.98. And she and Shanice share the same time. And those are the 3 fastest Jamaican women currently. Now, as we said, the Big Three is different this year, with Shericka Jackson running 11.04 and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce running 11.05. That doesn't mean that they won't be top 3, but they definitely aren't ranked top 3 going into the meet. Of course, this might change after this video comes out if they run again, but as of right now, this is what it's looking like for the Jamaican trials. There are some other people to consider during this conversation. One is going to be Brianna Williams, who's been running faster and faster. She's been running level O consistently over the years, but this time her season is set up to where she's breaking down her times coming into trials, and she might be somebody who you know could be in a 10.9 shape, even possibly 10.8, which is going to be a time that could definitely make the team, that could shake things up. And one person I have to talk about right before we go on to the next segment is going to be Janelle Smith. She opened up with 11.10, which is her first race. She opened up at the Racers Grand Prix the other day. That was her first race of the season. Maybe she was injured while she opened her season this late, but either way, that's a great opener. If she could get her time down to 11.0, 10.9, she might also be in the mix. Definitely somebody who's been in the mix before, but this opener is something that throw her name in there. And we also have other names like Kimber Nelson, who's always been around, who might come out there and do something special. Now to the main question that everybody's asking, will Elaine Thompson-Herah be running at the trials? And the answer is, who knows? She hasn't ran so far this season, and it's very unlikely that she comes out at the trials and open her season. But if she does, that would be a story in itself. But we all know this is somebody who's ran 10.5 before, and she's ran 10.7 over the last couple of years. She's had one down year where she hasn't broken 11 seconds. But outside of that, everybody knows she's one of the most talented Jamaican sprinters, the national record holder in the event, so you could never count her out. So if she does come out the trials, will she be in the top 3? That'll be hard to say, but it's going to throw something in the mix and give people something to talk about. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is someone that you can't count out. Everyone is talking about when will she retire. I don't see why we're so fixated on it, being that she's definitely not going to tell us until she's retiring. It seems like she's just going to retire and then say, hey, this is it. She's not going to give people a heads up about when it's happening. Regardless, she's still running some of the best times and she's still within the mix. One of the original Big Threes, Shelly-Ann Fraser has been running this. She's been doing this since before 2008. Olympic champion from 2008, 5-time world champion in the event. If she goes back this year, she has the chance to make it 6-time world champion in 100 meters. So we'll see what happens. Shericka Jackson has been coming back from injury from last year, and you can never count her out. Also, we all know the 100 is something that she adopted later on in her career and has been excelling at it. She's one of the top runners in the 200 meters also, event that we'll talk about another time. Regardless of if Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Shericka Jackson, Elaine Thompson-Herah can get on the team, we can almost guarantee that all 3 of them won't be on the team, as we've been seeing happening over the last couple of years. There's a transition going on right now in Jamaican track and field, right? The younger girls are coming up, which is normal. It's just like that happened when Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce came up. That happened when Shericka Jackson and Elaine Thompson-Herah came up. The older sprinters, as their career slowed down, and then the younger sprinters come up. Now we're witnessing this one in real time as we see Tia and Tina Clayton come up. We're seeing all the younger people. We're seeing Brianna Williams in the mix. We're seeing Shanice Walker, who's someone I think the Jamaican public needs to talk a little bit more. And we might show a little twist in there with Brianna Liston. Brianna Liston has left LSU this year to go full pro. We all know she ran sub-11 last year in the 100 meters and has that potential. The chance of her competing at the Jamaican trials this year, though, is super low, as she hasn't ran since indoors, I believe. So we might not see her, but she's going to be someone we're going to need to consider going forward in the future, because she's one of the future talents. We know she's super talented. So let's see what this next phase of her career has in store for her. So the big three is slowing down. We're gonna have to rename who the new big three is. Last year it was Shericka Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and Tia Clayton who made it to the Olympics. But this year, it might be some new faces in there. We'll never be able to tell. Let me know in the comments, who do you think the top three will be at this year's Jamaican Trials? Do you think it will be the same big three if Elaine runs? Or do you think it will be a completely new three? Or do you think it will be a mixture of both some of the old big three and some of the new young ladies who've been running super fast times? The Jamaican Trials will be exciting nevertheless, but we have to recognize this transition that's happening. Who's going to come in and hit that mix? Personally, I do think that Jania Smith might have a say in there. I think Brianna Williams is somebody who can never be discounted. And there's some names that's not being mentioned now who could throw some twist in the stories. Let me know, who are some of those names that you think that are not being mentioned right now but could change things up?